Hey guys, and welcome back, and in this video we're going to take a look inside the Red Sea LED 50s. So there's a bit of a secret to these lights on how to get them actually fully open and get right inside them. A lot of people, I'd say virtually all people that have these lights don't know this about them. To clean them out they probably just, give them a bit of a hoover around, bit of a blow through, but I can show you a much thorough way of cleaning them. So I cleaned one earlier today, and in this video we're going to do the one on the left. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first step is getting the light off of the tank and into our separate area. So this is a pretty simple process. There's just two little key screws at the back you unscrew, and then you pull the light off. I'm not going to take the light off the bracket because it's, there's no point really, and it's quite a bit of work. There's loads of screws and bolts. So we're going to pull it away here. And then there's a cable that's connected at the back. We're just going to separate those where we pull them apart. See there? So now we've just got the light in the bracket. The bottom part of the bracket does kind of just slide off pretty easily. Like that. See, really simple. So I am going to give the bracket a bit of a clean up too, because a little bit of water over the past few months, a bit of water splashed up, and it's caused a little bit of salt to get build up on the bracket. So we've got a few little tools to help us get this light open and right into it. So we got a two screwdrivers. I didn't end up actually using the big one. I ended up just using the little one. So any kind of screwdriver should do the job. Yes, we're going to use the orange one for today. It's just a tiny little screwdriver. And weirdly enough, well, we've got this brush as well. It's just a tiny little, any kind of brush will do the job just to get all the dust out. And weirdly enough, a 10p coin, which we're going to start with using. So the first step is to grab the 10p coin. Any kind of coin would work, anything thin like that. So a 10p, 50p would do the job. So what you do is you get the corner of the light, the top casing. You try and wedge. It's a bit difficult at first. It's a bit of a struggle. So yeah, you just get the corner, get the coin like wedged in there, and then let's get the coin in first. There we go, and that just pops up. See how it's just lifted up a little bit? See? And you want to do that to all four corners of the light. There we go. So now the whole top just comes off. So you want to give that a bit of a clean. So that's all. So this gives us not full access, but quite a lot of access to all the dust and to get all that out. You want to give this a bit of a clean up as well. It's a bit of, I didn't really pick up on camera, I'm not too sure why, but there is quite a bit of dust on the casing as well. I just wanted to quickly brush off. So this is just a tiny little brush. It's just this, the size of a thumb. It's really small. Any kind of brush will do it. And then just to dust off some. There was a bit of dust in here. I didn't pick up on camera, but. Alright, so the fan, you see those screws at the top and the bottom? We're going to unscrew that to lift up the fan away from the light unit. So this light is you want to be very careful with this light, because it's not like if you break it, it's 10-20 pound. It's pushing 250 pounds per light unit. So you know, you want to be very careful. So we unscrewed those, and then the fan, there's 2 cables connected from the light unit to the fan, so you can't put it, you know, completely away, but you can get it up enough so you can, you know, give it a good deep clean. This is before and after. See, all the dust is good. Well, as long as you get at least 90% of the dust out, you know, it's only a job that you have to do every 2 to 3 months maybe. Yeah, it's quite an essential job as well, especially if you've got a really expensive light on there. You don't want the fan, you want to make sure the fan's always working, constantly working properly, otherwise that can cause the light to overheat, and yeah, it will overheat and break. So digging even further, a lot deeper into the light, there's 4 screws in all the corners. We want to unscrew them. There we go. And then you want to pull the bottom part of the light, which is the shell. What I kind of like to call it the shell, which has got the little glass. Well, you'll see when we've got it open. There we go. And you see in there's all the electronics to the light. You want to make sure you don't, I mean, I wouldn't even touch this. I didn't even touch it. And make sure you don't put it face down on anything. Just put the fan on the surface, and then make sure that's facing up. Alright, so we're going to place that down now. So this is just the shell of it, where you see the little glass piece in there. We're going to give that a big clean. There's a bit of salt, you know, around the edge, bit of splashes that have gone through. Inside here is pretty much alright, it's just this outside bit here. So we're going to take a look at before and after. If we put that up on screen, there we go, before and after. See, a lot cleaner. The glass is really, really clean now. So that's pretty much mint, or well, I'd say that looks pretty much brand new. And then you can put that back on, which we're going to do now. Make sure you line it up nice. Try not to damage any of the cables or anything. And that just, you know, slides back on. So the screws aren't really essential to keep, the screws keep that down on there, but it's quite stiff on there already. Obviously we're going to put the screws on it, yeah, just to be safe, but just saying, it's not essential. In case you lose a screw, it's okay. Now the fan's all cleaned out, we can screw that back in as well. Bit fiddly this, well actually no, a very fiddly job. The 4 screws in the corners, they're easy, but the fan screws, because the screws that it comes with it's really, 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 really small. They're tiny little screws, and you've got to line up with a tiny, tiny little hole you can see there. Really small hole, and it was really difficult to get those in. But like I said earlier, the more times you do it, the better you get at it. So we got that in after a few minutes of struggle, but it got in. Maybe a magnetic screwdriver can help with this. So that all spins nice. And then the casing goes back on, same as the other piece did. It's just a, you know, slide, well, a clip on each 4 corners. This is a piece that has to be on. You can't just think, all right, now I just leave it off. It has to be on. If any, it protects the fan from any splashes of water, and reduces the amount of dust that goes into it as well. So make sure that's on properly. So this process took me about 5 to 10 minutes per light. The more times I do it, the quicker I'll get at it, because I'll get used to, you know, how pieces go together and that. But yeah, when you're doing this the first time around, it might take 10 to 15 minutes to do, or maybe even 20 minutes per light. But you know, you will get better at it. That just slides back on into place, like so. And then we put the light unit back on the tank. So pretty simple job. I just wanted to quickly show you how you get into these lights. So I'm not too sure what the next week's video is going to be. I guess you'll just have to wait and see. I guess I'm going to have to plan something soon. Maybe another cleaning out of the wave pumps maybe, or maybe just a regular update on the tank. Not too sure yet. But you'll see in a week. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next 7 days. Bye.